Charon. Rome forged a naval weapon so brutal, most history books barely understand its engineering. It weighed over 1.2 tons. It paralyzed the greatest fleet on Earth, every inch of it built by farmers who had never seen the ocean. That was 260 BC. This is the Corvus Harpoon. The weapon exists because of what happened on the left. Wait, Rome literally had 0 warships. Roman soldiers went to the sea. They never came back. Every ship they built was paid for in blood. Now watch what they actually built. But generals warned, if this harpoon fails, it could make the naval war far deadlier. 264 BC.
Carthage ruled the sea. Their ships moved at 10 knots. What came next was unstoppable. They didn't board Roman ships. They used underwater bronze rams. Not a collision, a precision strike tearing through solid oak. Nothing in its way survived. 90% of Roman hulls failed in that single hour. Every engineer in Rome took notice. The Mediterranean's strongest fleet destroyed Rome in seconds. It did not break them from the deck. Water topped it. The bronze ram pierced below the waterline, eroded the buoyancy. The hull vanished. That is the engineering problem.
One wrecked enemy ship, one blueprint, 30,000 Romans alive. That wreck gave Rome its blueprint. Build it taller. Now you might be thinking, how do you design a ship to defeat the greatest navy on Earth when you have no sailors? Here is the brutal truth. This weapon was never designed to fight on the water. Here's the crazy part. Most of this weapon's genius is vertical. Only the shadow shows. Engineers modeled this system 200 times on dry land before placing one single ship in the water. A 10-meter pillar installed straight through the deck. 120 separate ships.
If even one builder gets the center of gravity wrong, a gap opens in the defense. The ship capsizes immediately. 0 tolerance. Before one ship is launched, survey ships drill the seabed? No, they assemble them on the beach. Every plank is numbered. 3 joint types: mortise, tenon, peg. Each requires completely different engineering underneath. First task: reverse engineer the ship that destroyed them. Study every failure mode. Then build a new one, bigger, with a trap. 120 ships built piece by piece before a single machine starts digging. This step takes months.
They cleared an entire Italian pine forest. Planking follows the carpenters within minutes, always. The enemy's speed gave them 4 hours daily on the water. Every single minute was counted. The Roman soldiers cannot even balance on a moving deck. The ocean is dangerously unstable down there. The Corvus bridge spreads the load. The infantry floats above the sea. Simple, effective, crisis over. They are building a 36-foot wooden bridge standing straight up in the active combat zone. Right now, mechanics guide a massive iron spike into position at the top of the bridge.
Engineers check the pulley tension by hand. They cannot see the enemy hull yet. They must trust the gravity completely. Between the bridge and the spike sits an iron ring. Miss it. The harpoon slowly bleeds away momentum. After weeks of dry runs, the weapon enters the sea. Watch what comes next. That 1.2-ton bridge fights the retreating enemy ship, not the arriving one. Ramming momentum is what destroys hulls. One Carthaginian ship rams the Roman side. The entire alignment is now locked. Drop the harpoon first. Crush the enemy deck. Then the spike drives straight through the oak planks.
Clean. The enemy ship going back out is more dangerous than arriving. Backwash vacuum pulls the Roman ship with it. 120 soldiers running full speed across the bridge. One breakdown stalls the whole boarding cycle. Knee-high railings, no more, no less. Too low and the infantry never reaches the other side. Inside every Corvus beak, forged iron reinforcement, like rebar and concrete, but for enemy decks. 100% penetration, where the Centurion shuts the attack down. Every single spike tested here. Drop the harpoon on solid oak. Nothing moves. At 85% penetration, the enemy ship breaks free.
60 days until the first Carthaginian fleet arrives, counting that iron core as the weapon's internal locking mechanism. Well-forged iron stops water permeating through the ships, separating. One wave of heavy swell, 600 millimeters of slope slumped. The ships rip apart. The entire boarding party drowns. A locking joint network inside the spike. Cover the tip with reinforced steel before every battle. Always. The bridge hits 10 meters. Thousands of Roman soldiers are crossing. This is the critical part. This bridge has gravity locking it down. Generals watch it breathe and settle every day, forever.
The spike must perfectly pierce the deck before any soldier steps on. One bump creates a stress concentration. 3 materials, 3 jobs. Grip the enemy ship, seal against water, carry the structural load. All one weapon. If one of these iron spikes bends in the forge, it ruins the entire week's schedule. Every rope connects the bridge to the pulley. One snapped rope breaks everything. Gravity flows through every chain. Perfect drop, no bouncing. That spike must resist a Carthaginian warship trying to reverse. Wrong angle, and the harpoon bounces off.
One bad batch fails the whole production run today. Listen to that crack. Solid splintering means good penetration. A hollow sound means this Roman ship gets sunk. Zero tolerance for defects on naval harpoons. That iron spike is worth $800 in today's silver. It still gets melted down. 36-foot bridges on unstable Mediterranean waves. Spotters at every mast. 120 ships to cover. That pillar is balanced to 5 millimeters. A wind gust cracks the base of a 1.2-ton vertical bridge. That bridge takes a ramming impact at 10 knots. It must hold for 100 years.
A 4-foot wide plank sounds boring until you picture an ocean ripping each ship apart. The deeper the wave, the tighter the iron harpoon seals itself. Straight bridges on curved hulls. 20-millimeter gaps opening. Water forces through and undermines everything below. Custom forged hinges. Every gap closes to zero. One ship perfectly sealed. 1 minute seals 400 men, but the reinforcement deadline is counting down. 120 crews racing simultaneously. The Corvus design throws the enemy's momentum back against them. One detail protects thousands. The harpoon grabs every plank below through iron barbs. One integrated structure, not individual stacked pieces. Gravity maxed at 10 meters. If it fails mid-drop, a cold joint forms. Ship compromised. The only decoration on 120 ships, an iron beak on the tip. They measure the penetration depth for 5 years after completion. Monitoring never stops. Wood, iron, rope. From outside, it just looks like a mast. It is not. The drop matters as much as the spike. A failed drop is what killed the early prototypes. If the enemy reverses, the harpoon must go somewhere safe. The barbed tip is that escape route. 32-ton infantry blocks. Each one must interlock shields, or the entire armor layer shifts in the first storm. One sword always points forward, catching the next Carthaginian above. That interlock absorbs enemy energy on impact. They are not placed precisely. They are dropped. They find their own stable position. Chaos creating order. The gaps between the ships are not a weakness. They are the mechanism. Infantry flows through. Naval superiority dissipates. One Roman legion completely boards. Now imagine that multiplied by 50 million tons of Carthaginian wood. There is a formula for this.
Kinetic energy input-output minimum armor weight. 40 boarding parties per hour. 120 ships of coastline to armor. This fleet never stops, day or night. Below the waterline, bronze rams pile up unseen. Sonar shows what no diver can reach. The harpoon exhausts the enemy first. Every Corvus section is tested in a wave tank right now, and some results are unexpected. 120 bridges in the fleet, each one a death trap if a single pulley fails to release. The iron spike is twice as thick as normal. This is exactly where kinetic forces concentrate hardest. 3 seconds from release to locked.
Karen. The only window before the enemy ship reverses. A rope cut triggers automatic drop. No human needed to push it. Ramming starts. bridge begins falling immediately. 15 millimeters clearance, 1.2 tons of wood, 40 kilometers per hour ocean wind during the drop, 1.5 times design pressure. If one of the hinges breaks, the bridge completely fails. A Carthaginian sailor caught under this drop. When the trap triggers, the bridge crushes in 3 seconds. A 36-foot wooden curtain must seal the ships together before the ocean separates them. Stored open at the top, gravity closes it. Human strength fails.
The bridge still comes down. 120 bridges, 1 command ship, 4 minutes 20 seconds. Rome drills this every day on the beach. 120 ships, 1 signal, every rope, every harpoon. The weapon thinks for itself. In heavy cliff sections, there is no boarding. The bridge stays locked to the mast. Bronze bolts 2 meters into solid oak. 50 kilometers per hour coastal winds during storm. Bridge bolted to ship. Nothing moves. A 1.2-ton bridge falling in 3-meter swells. Watch what happens. The enemy ship loses steerage in 30-knot winds. That 1.2-ton bridge drops exactly on its mark.
The new Roman fleet is stronger than the Carthaginian record it replaced. Always build back stronger. If this rope fails the tension test, the entire week's batch goes to the fire. 2 millimeters of fraying. The iron inside will not see rust for at least 100 battles. The independent centurion can fail any ship and order it rebuilt. 120 crews under that pressure constantly. Twice the design load on the pulley ring. Engineers watch the mast bend. It holds well. 14 millimeters of differential settlement across 120 ships. Exceptional. The Battle of Cape Ecnomus strikes. 300 enemy ships attack.
All 120 harpoons are now dropping simultaneously. 0 snapped ropes, 0 escaped ships after a real ramming impact. That result is extraordinary engineering performance. Watch this. The pump is running on the last section. The last enemy ship is boarded. The Mediterranean is almost sealed, almost Rome's. A Roman eagle is flying the full fleet right now. What it witnesses will change engineering forever. These bridges are not just boarding planks. They are the death of naval warfare, designed from infantry science. Legionaries walk across them now, march forward, conquer every ship.
The ocean became a Roman road.